Quick check of headlines reveals many of us dread Thanksgiving because we're worried about getting sucked into political arguments with family members. How to prevent and or manage the tension, from Dr. Leigh Richardson, licensed counselor and founder of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. Leigh, we all know the risks of these convos.
We absolutely do. And some of us dread it. And for some of us, it is so stressful. And then I think we've got a few others that look forward to it, whether it's talking about, my football team versus your football team, or my politics versus yours. It can get pretty stressful, and some pretty harsh things can be said.
Yeah. Politics, though, more than sports, just takes it to the next level. And we know this going in, right? I mean, how do we prepare for that one person who's just going to sound off?
Well, it's interesting. I have a friend, and last year she put a box at the door, an empty box, and a sign above it that said, "Leave it here." And I asked her, well, did anybody get it? And she said, everybody did, but the one that's the worst.
Oh, of course.
And I think, there's surveys that say 1 out of 5 expects there to be tension on the Thanksgiving holidays. So that makes me wonder, are they looking for that tension? Because Gordon, we always find what we're looking for.
If 1 in 5 expect it, that means they've probably been through it before, which also means somebody fails to address it each year. It just becomes miserable every time. Say something.
Absolutely. And, I think whoever the host is, it's almost like you have a responsibility. And, I've thought about, having people, I've had Thanksgiving for people have come to my house, and I've said, you know what? You don't need to bring anything. Just come with an open heart.
Mm. All right. So explain how the conversation might happen if we choose to have one with folks we know who might stir the pot.
So I think it would start off with gratitude. I'm so grateful that you're going to be able to join us this Thanksgiving. And I have so much gratitude in my heart for every year that the goodness that has come my way in the last year. And what about you? What's your last year been about? And see if you can get them to talk about and mention a couple of good things. And, oh, my gosh, that would be so exciting if you shared that this year instead of talking about politics. And then I could hear, well, why not? Politics is a favorite subject of mine. Yes, it is. But it's not a favorite subject of anybody else's. And I would be so grateful if you could talk about the goodness that you've had this year.
Yeah. We're speaking with Leigh Richardson, brain health coach, also founder of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. And we're talking about keeping politics from ruining Thanksgiving. So that's the soft-handed approach you seem to have there. Is there anything wrong with, hey, Uncle Jerry, shut your pie hole and let's just sit and watch some football?
Absolutely not. Because, sometimes if it's an Uncle Jerry that needs to hear that, then he needs to hear it.
Meaning what?
Meaning that, shut your pie hole or take it outside. We've got a lot of people in here that just want to enjoy being together. If you need to have that conversation, take it outside.
Mm. How do you manage it, like, if it starts? Like, let's say you've made some good plans, you've said the right things to try to cut this off, or maybe you haven't said anything, but now the tension has started because somebody brought up something offensive politically. How do you then manage it? Maybe you're the host and you feel the need to step in.
Well, I think if you're the host, you're going to have to step in. And I think the way to do it, it can be as subtle as, Uncle Jerry, I really need your help with something. Could you help me for just a minute? Take him in the pantry and say, Uncle Jerry, you're stressing everybody out. I love you, man, but stop it.
What else comes to mind as you think about this stuff? Because I'm sure some of your clients come to you before, during, and after.
Well, and there's other things that come into play. If you travel for Thanksgiving and your flight's delayed and you get there and you're exhausted, that plays into your mood as well. And, where a lot of people are already deep into Christmas shopping, and that's a lot of financial strain.
All right. Thanks, Leigh. Dr. Leigh Richardson, licensed counselor and founder of the Brain Performance Center.